This is the last known footage of a man who would later be found dead in the boot of a car in South London. His name was Justin Henry. He was just 34 years old. On Sunday, the 15th of October, 2023, he was captured on CCTV at a McDonald's drive-thru in Norbury. It was the final confirmed sighting of him alive. Hours later, he vanished, and for more than 3 weeks, his family and police searched for answers, until, in early November, his body was discovered in the boot of a car in Purley. This is the story of how a missing persons case became a murder investigation, and how 2 men ended up convicted of manslaughter at Woolwich Crown Court. On the night of Sunday, the 15th of October, Justin was seen on CCTV at McDonald's at 9:50 p.m. That footage became crucial to the investigation. It confirmed his clothing, it confirmed his car, and it fixed the time of his last known movements. After leaving McDonald's, Justin drove to Whaddon New Road in Croydon. This was the home address of 30-year-old Lewis Benjamin. The Mercedes was parked there for more than 2 hours. Then, in the early hours of Monday the 16th, it was moved again, this time to Kingswood Drive, on the Kingswood estate in Gypsy Hill. Detectives would later conclude that Justin had already died before the Mercedes was relocated. When Justin failed to return home on Monday, he was reported missing. His family knew something was wrong. This began as a missing person case, but within days, police were treating it as suspected murder. Detectives searched Benjamin's flat on Whaddon New Road. What they found raised immediate suspicion. Furniture had been stripped from the property, carpets had been ripped up, and the flat had been deep cleaned. Forensic specialists examined the scene. They found small blood spatters on the walls, and within 100 meters, black plastic bags were discovered. Inside one bag was a section of carpet, soaked with blood. DNA analysis confirmed the blood belonged to Justin Henry. This was now a murder inquiry. During the weeks Justin was missing, police appealed for information from the public. They released CCTV stills of him at McDonald's, and they asked if anyone had seen his distinctive jewelry. Justin was wearing a Rolex watch. He also had 3 Cartier bracelets and a diamond ring. Those items have never been found. Police believe they were taken after his death. On Tuesday, the 24th of October, police moved in on Lewis Benjamin. When officers approached, he tried to run. He also attempted to throw away his mobile phone. He was detained and taken into custody. The phone was recovered and analyzed. It showed contact between Benjamin and Justin before the disappearance. Days later, 29-year-old Jamal Ali-Richards surrendered himself to police. He was also arrested. Both men were charged with the murder of Justin Henry. Detectives also focused onto further vehicles purchased by the suspects shortly after Justin's disappearance. Both had been fitted with false number plates. On Monday the 6th of November, one of those cars was found. It was a red Nissan Almera. It was located off Dale Road in Purley, close to Nicholas Court. Forensic teams treated the car park as a crime scene. When they opened the boot of the Almera, they found the body of Justin Henry. Residents in the nearby flats were told to remain indoors during the recovery. Forensic teams remained at the site for several days. The discovery brought confirmation of what Justin's family had feared since October. The trial of Lewis Benjamin and Jamal Ali-Richards began in February 2025 at Woolwich Crown Court. It lasted 8 weeks. The prosecution set out a detailed timeline. They relied on CCTV footage showing Justin at McDonald's. They highlighted the Mercedes at Whaddon New Road for more than 2 hours. They pointed to forensic evidence from Benjamin's flat, including the blood spatter and the removed carpet, and they connected the suspects to the red Nissan Almera, where Justin's body was recovered. The Crown argued that both men were directly responsible for Justin's death, and that they worked together to conceal the crime. The cleaning of the flat, the disposal of carpet, and the use of false number plates on vehicles. Both defendants denied murder. Their barristers argued that the Crown had failed to prove intent. They highlighted the absence of direct eyewitnesses to the killing. They questioned whether the forensic evidence could prove who caused Justin's death, and they stressed that while concealment was admitted, murder was not. During the trial, defense barristers cross-examined police forensic experts. They questioned the possibility of contamination when collecting samples from the flat. They asked whether the blood spatter analysis could establish how the injuries were inflicted, and they challenged the timeline of CCTV evidence, asking whether it was certain who moved Justin's Mercedes to Kingswood Drive. The Crown maintained that the evidence was consistent and pointed clearly to both men being involved in the killing and its cover-up. After hearing closing speeches, the jury retired to deliberate. They considered the evidence over several days. They weighed the prosecution's argument of murder against the defense's insistence that intent had not been proven. On Thursday, the 10th of April, 2025, the jury returned its verdicts. Both men were found guilty of manslaughter. Both were acquitted of murder. In English law, murder requires proof of intent, the intent to kill, or the intent to cause really serious harm, where an unlawful killing occurs, but intent cannot be proven beyond reasonable doubt. The correct conviction is manslaughter. The jury's decision reflected this legal framework. They found that Justin Henry had been unlawfully killed. They found that both men had tried to conceal the crime, but they did not find the necessary intent for murder. On Thursday, the 11th of September, 2025, sentencing took place at Woolwich Crown Court. Lewis Benjamin, aged 30, received a total sentence of 20 years imprisonment. This consisted of 14 years for manslaughter and 6 years for perverting the course of justice. Jamal Ali-Richards, aged 29, was sentenced to 8 years and 6 months. This consisted of 5 years and 6 months for manslaughter and 3 years for perverting the course of justice. The judge highlighted the deliberate steps taken to obstruct the investigation, the cleaning of the flat, the removal of evidence, and the disposal of the body in a car with false plates. Detective Chief Inspector Craig McGee, who led the investigation, gave a statement after sentencing. He said the deliberate attempts to conceal the crime showed a disturbing disregard for Justin's life. He said the investigation had been complex and resource-intensive, and he praised Justin's family for their strength and resilience throughout the process. Justin Henry's family also spoke following the sentencing. They described him as a kind, loving, and vibrant soul. They said they had endured an agonizing wait for answers since October 2023. They said that no verdict and no sentence could ever bring him back. The discovery of Justin's body in Purley deeply affected local residents. People living in Nicholas Court were told to remain indoors while forensics worked at the scene. The car park was sealed off for days. The case left a lasting impression on the community. In Croydon, Justin's disappearance and death dominated headlines. For weeks, people followed the case, waiting for news of what had happened. The case of Justin Henry began with a man going missing at a visiting McDonald's in Norbury. It developed into a major investigation involving forensic analysis, vehicle tracking, and community appeals. It ended with 2 men convicted of manslaughter and sentenced to prison. But for Justin's family, the loss remains. They continue to grieve for a man described as loving and vibrant. This is the last known footage of Justin Henry, captured at a McDonald's drive-thru on the 15th of October, 2023. Hours later, he vanished. Weeks later, he was found dead in the boot of a car. And in September 2025, justice was finally delivered in court.
Matt, coming your way. Stay away now! Coming your way, Matt.
Stay where you are. Come here. Hello, come here.
Taser.
There's others in here. Put your hand up.
Get your hand behind your back now! Get your hand behind your back! You're tasing it, mate! Put your hand behind your back! Right now! Your back!
Who's got cuffs ready?
I've got cuffs ready. Right. Cuffs in.
Does someone want to do?
Get cuffs on. Mate, you're under arrest. Suspicion of murder. Been kidnapped. You don't have to say anything. The main army defence will mention in question. Something you later rely on in court. Anything you do say, you may be given evidence.
I dropped my radio. I dropped my
Jim,
items have been thrown behind you.
My phone has been thrown behind you.
2140. We get a dog, but items have been thrown behind you, Jim.
Arrest necessary to prevent harm.
I'm going to lift you up,
To
bro,
investigate the offences.
because obviously you've been put to the floor and we'll check for any injuries, alright? I'm On the count of three, I'm going to need you to push up against me. Come on, mate.
This is World News Watch. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. And as always, stay safe.